All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah is coming with an awesome message. She just right now trying to connect this second page. Just trying to see how do I do that. Okay, I see here, and I got it upcoming. So I know I pushed that. Let me go setting. Nope, that's not it. And I'm just wondering why isn't it? That's strange. That is so strange. And if I'm pushing it, I'm trying to see why is it not opening. That is some strange. I'm sorry. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah is coming uh, this evening with a message, and this is going to be some sort of message. Now look at here. Now they got here, but then when it's time for me, um, let's get busy. I don't know what's. I hate that because this is really crazy. If you got it uploaded, I don't know why it won't start. It's just this is strange. This is so strange. Um, it's not only that. It's just so much of everything on here. Sister Deborah got some sort of message going on. Well, maybe this is it. This is probably because I got so much. Oh, wow. I didn't know I had this much on the phone. Let me see if I can do it now. Maybe it'll allow me to do it this time. Uh, Upload fail. Check your channel. Okay, let's do that. Let's go to live. Okay, there it is. Let's go here. Okay, that's not what I want to do. I want to go here. Mm. And I cannot believe this. And it won't let me, it won't allow me to open my page. Okay, again, I don't know what's going on, um, but I also see it on both sides. This is a very, 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 very powerful message here. And I hate that I don't have, let me go back to home page. Go here. No, that's not it either. Go to live and hit. Come on here. It's not even allowing me to even Okay. Now I'm going over back to here. And let's see here. And I'm trying to switch out. And why isn't this other one on here? I don't know. I, Sister Deborah, will say this, that we are in a time, as I have said in time past, like no other time ever were in time past. I got a couple of things here going on. I don't think I'm going to be able to upload. I'm trying to do 2 at one time. It don't look like it's working at all. Let me try that. Okay. So I, Sister Deborah, is coming with a message, and this is going to be a really, what you call a real message. Like it's not like, and this is a message for individuals. I'm just trying. I got 2 pages going at one time, and I'm just trying to bring them into this one, and I'm having problems with it. But I will say this here. This is. That's it. I'm not. I can't keep. No, I can't keep going over this. It's amazing how it's allowing me to. It's not allowing me. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna just go with what I got. I'm just so disappointed that this computer don't have things. I don't know. It's strange how it's not working, but that's okay. I'm just gonna come. I don't know. I hate that, but that's okay. Um, Sister Deborah is going to talk about several things here, and it's really I want to get involved in the twos. I want to let you know what I've learned this today. I ain't gonna say this evening, but today, in how the twos work in the spirit realm, and how he's going to use the twos all the way into the very end. The twos means a whole lot from the kingdom level. Okay, so I want to touch base on situations that's going on in the world, and to just bring it to the forefront on this page. I want to let you know, be careful in how you get involved in all the voices in the land, and how and you take sides, and how you agree and how you disagree. Where is the book? Hold on. Sister Deborah is so ready. That's my other. So many things that's taking place in the world today. And if you are the light, you are that anointed holy one of the Most High Yah. Let me tell you, stay away from the voices in the land. Make sure you work very hard in staying away from the voices in the land. Stick to that voice, that quiet voice who have taught you throughout the years, that quiet voice who come to teach you all things and show you things to come. We got two situations that have entered into the media, and I want you to be careful in how you see it in the natural and how you feel about it in the natural and how you understand it in the natural. Be careful, because what I've learned today is what it is. It ain't gonna change out of the order. Y'all, let me tell you what I'm saying today about the tools. It's not going to change. 99.9 of individual human beings in the face of this on this earth today have no idea about the tools and how the tools were created and how he dealt with them from the beginning to this very day, all the way to the very end. Many of us be on this devil platform, listen to all these voices in the land, and we get so caught up in what they want you to get caught up in, which is racial riot and racial war. Now, let me tell you, these things need be. It's going to happen. Now, let me stop it. It's not going to. It is happening. It is as real as you see it to be. But on the back end, if the Father would say to me, what is it that I see it, Deborah? I would say, I see thee, Father. I see thee in the midst. Now, I just said something and it went straight over your head. You don't have no idea of what I meant. If he asked me in the wilderness, what is it thou seest? I would say, I see thee, Father. I see thee. Because in it, I can still see him. I can see him in a way in which 99.9 of people on this earth couldn't see him in it. So I do know that I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and it's okay to see it, but don't get caught up in it, because you can easily, being in the flesh, you can easily get caught up in it. We have a young man that lost his life. Okay. He went into a store and it was said that he took some items, which were water bottles. I don't know. And took off running. Now, when I saw the video, I did see look like a water bottle fall out of his pocket. But you think now, Father Kingdom, can I go on with this message? I think I should. Father, help me. Because that's what I'm going to need for this message here. Some outside help. Now, what is going on is this young man entered into a store and he felt maybe it was okay for him. Not that it was okay, that he didn't feel. Now, let me stop saying what he felt. He went in and it is said that he took water bottles or water bottle. And the owner came out and started to chase him, but he was also speaking to him while he was in the store, because from what the video showed, that he was they was watching him and following him. But the whole idea is this young man lost his living. Ooh. This young man lost his living. So now you have this Asian man who decides to pull his gun out and shoot the young man in the back while running. And in the video, I did see a bottle fall out. But this man come out to chase this young man and to run and chase him and shoot him in the back. Now, see, I'm going to tell you the difference from me and from you all. And I'm going to go and tell it like it is. You might see that situation and you might see it in the way of your flesh. You can see it in the way of your spirit. But what I'm saying is I don't give a rest behind how you see it. Okay? I'm seeing it through the spirit realm, through the light. Okay? I ain't got time to start playing with people who continue to disrespect the way of the Creator. You see, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to take sides in a way of this world. You see, I don't have that day. That day, we on that day. I don't have that. So here there's two situations. When you look at this situation, just think who is the key over life and who is the key over death. The same one brought that young man in also was the same one that sent death to sniff the breath out of that young man to bring it back unto him. It just so happened that the young man was found in a place said to have said that had taken a couple of bottles of water or whatever, and he lost his living. Now, what about that living? That's a living that he'll never gain ever again. He'll never see mommy and daddy. He'll never see this country, this world, school, friends, the basketball court. All in a matter of seconds. Seconds, y'all. His life was sniffed out in a matter of seconds. But what was so important about that second, I want to get with you all on. Now, when I'm on the outside, and that is in the flesh, I myself have several weapons. I am licensed. I am insured. My weapons. And I've been to classes stating when to shoot and when not to. Never can you shoot someone who's turning away or running away. Okay? Never can you shoot someone that's turning away nor running away. Say, for instance, somebody come in here into this house and just say they fired 3 shots at me. Okay? I cannot return the fire if that individual is turning away. If it get caught in his back or in his side, his family and his attorney got a defense, even if he passed away. Why? Because it shows that I wasn't no longer in threat shooting him from the back or shooting him from the side. I'm only in threat when he's facing me and I'm facing him. That's what my classes taught me. So when I think of that, how this man came out of his location, ran down as if, say for instance, the young man took 4 bottles of water. So let's say $5. Do you think that this man feel justified? He feel good within himself that he successfully killed somebody over $5? He'll never have peace, y'all. There will never be peace with that man. Even though it's been a few years, he would never have peace. He would never gain what he once had. Okay? Now, when I look at this here, I think like this. There are things that the Father asks us very nicely. to the point where he wanted Moses to bring it down and put it on stone. Thou shalt not steal. Okay. So that was a law by Yah on the earth as well as in the heaven. Thou shalt not steal. He didn't say if you steal a bubble gum. He didn't say if you steal an orange or apple if you're hungry. He just said, thou shalt not steal. And when we look at that bottle of water or waters, we might say $2, $5, he lost his. But what he lost more than that is when the kingdom has to judge him. Because his last thing he did on the earth, as they said he did, I don't know, was to steal. You see? I wouldn't want a father, a mother, or siblings, a grandfather, nobody, a grandmother, no one to have to bury a family member over a bottle of water. You know what they look like? But what I see is that people have made right wrong and wrong right. You see, when you look at both of these cases, the father said, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. We just saw two individuals who have broke not only the earth law, but the heaven law too. So this man that shot him, heaven's looking at him saying, you killed a man for $5 for a bottle of water. So don't think that heavens don't see what's going on, but you notice heaven didn't stop it either, did it? Because you all keep playing with him, thinking that it's okay to make evil good and evil, and y'all mixing all this wrongdoing and thinking you can walk out here in this world doing all the wrong and ain't nobody better not say nothing to you. Oh, I'm going to do it and I'm going to get away with it. That man ain't going to get away with nothing. The world let him get away with shooting, but the kingdom is not. So what? The kingdom didn't come down and say, okay, now thou shalt not kill. And you killed for a bottle of water. He says, if someone is hungry or thirsty, give them some water. And instead, you gave them a gun shot in the back. And he tell us, thou shalt not steal. This young man, family, when I don't want to look at you, mama, daddy. Sound like somebody was at my door. I'm speaking to daddy. Now all of you have to bury this young man, which y'all already taking place. But you have to rebury him during the trial. Redo everything all over, the feelings, the emotions. Where this world is in a thick darkness. It's not going to do what is righteous, y'all. So how do you think that this earth and this world is going to do righteous when it's doing unrighteous right before your face? But it's going to make a righteous decision in the court of law. It bothers me to realize that people really don't know what day we are in. It's just he started telling y'all in tribulation. Y'all start, no, I ain't. We ain't in tribulation yet. Oh, we can do this, we can do this. And y'all clowning out here like monkeys in the cage. And acting a fool. Parents letting their children do whatever they want to do, how they want it, in the way they want it. One thing I will not do as long as I am able to fight. I mean, real fight. I mean, fist fight. Ain't gonna let nan one of my children, no matter how old they get, come buckle up on me. I got two. They'll tell you what I did to them 4 days ago. I don't play, y'all. Sister Deborah don't play. I do not play. So when this young man feel the need that he can go into the store and steal, and nobody better not say anything to me, what is going on in that household? I don't want to talk about mama. I'm talking about daddy. That's the daddy seed. See, that son is the daddy seed. See, that's what y'all don't keep. Y'all too ignorant and don't understand. That's that daddy seed. Lose his living, his breath, stealing. And this other man who did the killing, he has no eternal, because he took a life for some bottles of water. And he said, thou shalt not kill. So what side are you on? Sit your tails down and don't be on neither nor. The world loves its own. When they go to court on this mess, you ain't got no business picking sides. Because if the Ruach is in you, you should be able to balance it even and say, let me get out of here. The world loves its own. Bam. Both of them was riding in the world, and the world loves its own. The court system is the world. The man that shot the young man in his back is the world. The young man that got shot in the back is the world. Why? Because all of them doing worldly things. Things that has to do with the world. So don't ever be in the light. Be in the one that's carrying spirit and truth. Don't ever get caught up in that chaos. Because like I said, being in that wilderness, and he said, well, what is it I see? Now watch this, y'all. I tell the Most High, y'all, I see thee. I see thee. And I'm going to break that down to you, and it's going to make a lot of sense. So here we are with another situation of a young man that was bullied at that time. And he went into his book bag and he got his pocket knife and he stabbed a young man because the young man was bullying him. Okay. Now, do you think heavens would justify you taking somebody's life because you being bullied? Come on now. Whatever happened to using your hand? You'd be surprised what you're capable of doing, and both come out with just a clean fight. I know you say when, and it is said when the young man was bigger than him and then it was his brother, but you over here in this area and you took someone's life because you felt not threatened for your life, but just threatened. I won't even call it threat. Yeah, I guess I was, that you was going to get beat up. Let me tell y'all something else. With me, now I'm going to tell you what I think. I believe that every man needs a good tail whooping in living. I really believe that. I think every man, male, needs a real good tail whooping in living. Whether he gets it when he's 7, 8, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, even if he get it at 60. Every man needs a good tail whooping. When you escape that tail whooping, you can't receive certain things. But a lot of times when things come up on you, it'll remind you of that tail whooping you once got. It'll allow you and assure you it's okay to get a tail whooping. Just fight back. It's okay to get a tail whooping. Let me tell y'all why. Throughout me going to elementary, junior high, I didn't go junior high. It was from kindergarten to 8th, and high school, nobody bothered me. Because I fight you till I beat you down, especially the males. They didn't bother me. And I wasn't the type of person going picking on people and bothering people and fighting people. Oh, I wasn't like that. Because one thing was always in me since I was a little girl. I hated to fight. I hated to fight. I remember this lady pulled up her 3 daughters. I'm walking home, almost at my mother's house, and this lady gonna let her 3 daughters jump out the car and come after me. She pulled over on one side and they came after me on this side. You think I'm looking for a brick, a stick, a rock, a knife? Come on with it. Bring it on. You should have seen them running back to their mother's car. I was slinging them. I was beating their tails. And they all ran back to their mother's car. She took off running. Took off. Yeah, see? Now drop them back here again. I'll be walking the same route tomorrow. Bring them back here again. Did I have sisters that would defend me? Sure I did. I never took a fight. Not one to my sister. I never took an argument to my sister nor my brothers. I stood alone. One thing in my whole living, coming up as a child to a teenager, even to an adult, I did not. Fighting was a sad thing for me. Why? Because I ain't coming out with a tail whooping. Oh no, I'm not coming. Now, somebody might whoop my tail today. But they're going to see that, hey, even though I whooped her tail, like she gave me a fight. So I don't, in my mind, when you're dealing with this world, I can't see how somebody would feel that it's important to use weapons. And that's what they do in the world today, especially the young people and adults. They run and get these guns and get these weapons, and they don't understand this stuff comes with a spirit, people. It comes with a spirit. Oh, my heat, my herb got to come on. Hold on. I don't know what this is. Oh, it was off. I'm like sitting here saying it's getting hot. It was off. I don't know. I don't remember turning it off. But so when this young man takes this knife and he takes the life of another young man, yes, one thing I'm going to tell you I learned coming up. Since I was a good fighter, it never bothered me to be, if I had to fight the biggest and the strongest and the thickest or the tallest. No, Sister Deborah didn't care what side you were. Because I learned something. The bigger you are, the easy you fall. That's what I learned. So, and if you're heavy, all you have to go after is that gut. A good hit in the gut, that's just it. And as far as how big they are, it's just you got to be able to bring that head down where you can headlock it and sling it with the strength of your arm all over until you bring it to the ground. It's no such thing as, okay, being young people and not being able to defend yourself without taking someone's life. Now, I know the young man might not really intend to take someone's life, but why, when you're walking around with a weapon, you're looking for trouble. I don't care what you say, they say, anybody say. Let me tell you why. When I start, first gun I purchased was, okay, let me put this in my car, going to the store, everywhere. And I said, but wait a minute, it's a feel come with this. What is this? I did not like the feel. It's a spirit that comes with that mess, y'all, to make you feel you protected. Nobody better not bother you. And the spirit of the Most High Yah said, put that thing up. How old are you? How long have I kept thee? So you think that gun gonna protect you? I looked at, hey y'all, I looked it like a fool of a fool of a fool to the Most High God. And I never again brought that gun to my car. And that was like the first day I purchased it, and then it was the second day and the third day. I didn't put it in the car because the Spirit even talked to me and said, What are you doing? How old are you? How long have I been your protector? What is this? And you know what, I was saying to the Father what he already knew, but I said, Father, it's a spirit come with this thing. Because ever since I had bought it, I was thinking, okay, let somebody come in this house. Let somebody walk up on me, or let somebody bother me when I was in my car. Now here it is. You up in age and you running around here because you purchased you a gun. You running around here thinking that this gun is something. And if I really did, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. And I'm grateful for the Holy Spirit when he told me, go put that thing up. I am so grateful that he did, because he was showing me how the flesh can get in a situation where it really feel that the things on the outside can protect it and defend it. When a lot of times it's not what you think you got on the outside that's going to protect you and defend you. You better hope you got something on the inside, because that's what you need to be worried about. So when I see this young man and the situation he was in, it took time to go and enter into a bag, okay, and to pull out a weapon, okay. Mom and dad in the house. Where is the communication? I'm gonna tell you another thing. All my living, I always made sure dinner was a time where everybody sit at the table. Sometimes you sit at the table as a mother, you got to keep your mouth shut, because that's during the time they be talking where they don't realize they tell on themselves. So you can't be over there. Well, what you do? What you say? You better not do what? No, shut your mouth. That dinner time is that time where everybody's saying things, laughing and joking and just spilling out everything. It causes you to get to know what your children are actually doing. Had these parents had a situation like that, or were parents that really was in tune with their son, he could have been able to say something at that kitchen table. Even times in the morning, things that, if they having some issues, even at school, they'll say something in the morning. You see? So this young man had a weapon in school, y'all. So therefore, just imagine if all those students had weapons like that. What are you asking for? What do you think is supposed to happen? This stuff it's a spirit that comes with it. So this young man, somewhere home just wasn't right. See, I know y'all, and I'm gonna clear it all up. This was my whole message about the twos. I'm gonna clear it all up to make it all make sense. But you can't just live thinking that it's okay for me to not use my hand, but I'm gonna have a weapon. Then you didn't have nobody in the house. Whatever they were doing in the house, they didn't have time to hear what you might have been going through, or what you were doing, or how you felt about taking a weapon, a knife to school. You see? What has happened is people don't think that they should get a good tail whooping. I believe every male should have a real good tail whooping. And I mean a real good tail whooping. Once in their life at least, maybe twice, but I give or take once. That would always bring them back to reality. And the reason why I would bring you back to reality, it'll teach you that a tail whooping is something you can get and come out of it and everything's okay. Because you'll think about that tail whooping and then you won't be fearful of fighting back. You might even fight back even better because you already said, oh, ain't nobody gonna whoop my tail. I got my tail whooped once before. I ain't gonna get my tail whooped again. And I really believe, and I used to say that all the time, and I think I will say it even now. I said, Father, these men need every man need a real good tail whooping. If it's not once or twice, they need a good tail whooping. And that's what's wrong with all of them. They ain't nobody whoop their tail that they can remember. They done got away with a tail whooping. I'm gonna give you an example. You remember what he said when he says to the Father? He said that you are to spare the rod, you spoil a child when you don't bring the rod. Because a lot of you all thinking what Sister Deborah is saying is unjust and unrighteous. You know what? What Sister Deborah is saying is what you call 100 times, one time million. Okay, if it's a such thing. You know why? It got a lot of power behind it. It makes a lot of sense. But if you ain't got the spirit to understand nothing, you ain't gonna get it. He's telling the Father to bring the rod. Discipline his son with the rod. You ain't gonna kill him. That's all I'm saying. A man and men on this earth. And I used to say it to my ex-husband all the time. I even say it to my sons. Y'all need a good tail whooping. Not one that'll kill you, but one just a good tail whooping. And I really believe that even here today, I still stand on that. Not something that's going to kill you, but you need a good tail whooping. That's why all of them now using guns and using everything else instead of just, using their hand. You want to think you're tough and you're bad? Come on, let somebody, you get in the ring with somebody. Let's see what you can do. You'll see that they'll have to receive a good tail whooping because half of them can't even fight. But they like to how would I say, call themselves tough and bad. But when it come down to proving what you can do with your hands, you can't do nothing. But I do believe that. I do. And I've always believed that males need to have a good tail whooping. Once or twice, maybe 3 or 4 times. Okay. So with this situation, with this young man, somewhere along the line, it's a lot of things you can do when someone's bigger than you and taller than you. You can do one kick with your foot going downward, straight to the calf, right below the knee. Bam! They can lose their total balance, even break their leg. You see? But the person lives. So many things you could do. But to pull out something to shed blood, this person don't ever get to be anything. That's where it ends for them. And we know who over life and death, but still you played a part in this death of this person who lost their last living, their breath. So how do you expect this individual to live with that the rest of their lives? You want me to tell you what the young man's thinking? All that I could have done, just exactly what Sister Deborah said. At least he will be alive and I will be free. But what we do as a people, we don't tend to want to teach these boys, these men, nothing. You can't teach them nothing. They got away with it for so long, they think they rule. And they keep forgetting. It ain't that they keep forgetting. Let me not say that. They have never been taught. If you can understand why you where you at, that same mentality that's all over the world today regarding us as a people is the same mentality we portrayed toward the Creator. Stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. Don't want to do what is right. Don't want to what? Follow the protocol. And then he says it reigns in our children, and our children, and our children, and our children, children, all down the father's bloodline. So with that case there, I look at both situations. I look at the individual that lost his breath. Okay, I look at it from a kingdom level, and that is the will of the Father. And I look at him as a way that which he was used to doing, being tough and bad, caused him his end day. Okay, that was set up for his last breath. Is the way he conducted himself during his teenage years. It ended his last breath. Now, mama, brother, father, nobody will ever see what he could have become. Then you look at the young man. Now he is charged with murder. This is going to give him time, which I think he already done had a lot of time to think about all the things he could have done outside of what he did do. And when we look at it from a kingdom level, thou shalt not kill. Now, if somebody's after to kill you, where your life, what they call life, is threatened to the point either you or them, then you have every right. But when it's a fight, no matter how, see, that's what I said. They don't understand. It's many ways you can fight and still come on top. Be on top too. But because everybody in this thing about using guns, knives, and all these weapons, they have lost the way. Because people don't understand you can take somebody living away, and they're never, and that's how I even look at my little sister who passed away. Her funeral is this Saturday. But I look at her and I said, she really thought she was coming out of that hospital. She didn't think that this time it was be it. She been doing that since she was in 7th grade. And she went out at 60 with the same thing she been doing since she was in 7th grade. Wouldn't have never thought that day would be the day that she was not going to beat what was going on. And in this situation where this young man, I don't know what time they're going to give him, but I don't think he should get like they stupid saying death penalty and all this other stuff. This is what the world is. This is what my topic is about tonight. The twos. These are the twos. And I'm going to show y'all what I see it. If the heaven says, Deborah, what is I see it? What do I see it? Between those two situations, I see it thee. I see thee. And I can sit and I can ask each and every last one of you all, what do Sister Deborah mean when the Father asks her in the wilderness, what is it thou see it? And I can say to him, I see thee in that case. And what do thou see it here? I see thee. You wouldn't even know what I'm talking about, but heavens do. I see the Most High Yah doing what he said he going to do in the end days. See, everybody thinking he's playing. Everybody think this thing is about a black and a white thing. It's way beyond that. It's way beyond that. We as a people should be trying to get up and get out. But those are those who are spirit and truth and the light. They're supposed to be getting up and getting out. That's why we are not to get caught up in all the voices in the land. The voices saying this and the voices saying that. If you don't have any righteous in you to be able to level those situations out, don't say nothing. Don't even get involved in it. Because it ain't something you're going to win. It ain't something for you to win. You can't get nothing out of it. But with me, I get something out of it. Both of those cases, I get something out of it. Because when I'm in the wilderness, he asked me, what is it that I see it? I see thee. I see your power. I see your will. I see your presence on this earth. For I see your wrath. I see your judgment. See? I ain't gonna say I see them doing this and they doing. No, I see thee. I see what you're doing. I I see what you're doing. And people, this is tribulation. Them today, you tomorrow. Play down here around about now. You're going to be in a heap of trouble. And we still talking about the tools. Because one of the biggest things that I see it is the Father is using the tools in tribulation, in perilous time. Men hearts shall fail them. The wrath of him, he using the tools. The tools is involved, you guys. I was telling people earlier about the wheat and the tare. That's tools. Pretty soon the tare is going to be after the wheat, which they are. Sad news. A lot of the wheat going to be destroyed. By the what? The tare. Why? Because you all think he playing. That's a part of the will. That's a part of tribulation, perilous time. That's all in there. Like Cain and Abel. Two brothers. Bloodline. Right here today. Cain and Abel was just two brothers in one, from one family. But the Father is showing you it's in the family right here today. That's where you see the family is breaking and being destroyed by one another. What do you mean, Deborah? I come to bring the sword to divide. Oh, I ain't come to bring peace. What is it y'all don't understand? See, y'all thought it was just something he was hooping and hollering about. Oh, no, baby. It's in this day. He talking about. See, y'all didn't know that, did you? He's talking about in this day. I come to bring the sword. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. And then he identified bringing the sword. It's not going to be peaceful. Woo! No, you didn't go there. Yes, he did. Why you all thinking this is the time of peace? Unity in the family. Everywhere you go, you think it's about making everything work in this world. That's what you're doing. That's what you're trying to do. You're not trying to really find the light in spirit and truth and rest therein and trying to connect so you can have a foundation that ain't gonna fall. No, you out here in this world trying to mix up with any and everything that you think hears you. They don't hear you because he separates the tare from the wheat. That means tare coming after you, wheat. They know they separated from you now. They're not growing with you no more. They coming after you. They know that they are different from you and you are different from them. That's who's going to bring the tare, the wheat down, is the tare. Same way what he was showing me about the sword. Now the tare and the wheat, there go the tools. And when he said the sword coming into the family to divide what? The tools. I'm coming to divide the tools. Because I ain't coming to bring peace in your family. What is it y'all don't get? It's what you ain't got. That's what you don't get. See, that's the game that everybody is playing on the earth in their flesh. This is what their flesh is allowing them to think and feel. Many of you going to lose your lives. Because you're thinking that it's some way or another that I got to be so close, so enrooted with the tare, even if it is my family. Family is blood is thicker than water. Blood and flesh is worldly. If no spirit of the Most High Yah don't reside, then you in the world playing with the world. And even the world itself taking out the world. That's his will. So when we talking about the twos, I want to show y'all something before I get into the twos, because I was sitting here I sit back and I say, okay, I'm gonna start in Genesis as far as the twos, and then he say, no, if you have to start in Genesis regarding the twos, you're gonna first have to start at the end. What you mean the end? What is the end? Revelation. You can find something at the end, Deborah, and I sure did. And in the end, in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12, it sit and tell you something that I never ever, as long as I've been in this, not been in this book, but I have read this book, I never saw it. I never saw it until he showed it to me today. So I know that this message is a message from him. But I wanted to go over second Ezra. I think I pronounced it Ezra. You hear all these lost books and found books, and they took this book out, they took this book out, and they took this book out, and they took this book out. Did you know that the books that many are gripping to and grabbing, saying this is the lost book, it's telling us our history, it's telling us our story? Do you know that book, those books that they have found and they have been embedded in? Guess what it does, y'all? Remember I said men need a good tail whooping? I meant that. But guess what? Those lost books is a tail whooping. It's a tail whooping inside of a tail whooping inside of a tail whooping. And if I turned and I said, Father, wait a minute, hold up. You mean these books is sitting here telling them, and they still don't get it. They running around here talking about lost books, found books. They took our books out and they hid our books. And you mean to tell me these books y'all been reading and you can't see nothing in it? I sat, and I think I told you, I was listening. I was really just laying down on the couch relaxing, and I was taking my remote control, and I ran up on second Ezra, second Ezra, chapter 4. And I just had to pause in chapter 1. I paused that bad boy. I said, no, you mean this is the stuff they talking about they took out? Father, this whoop they tails. This right here whoops their tails. And you mean to tell me the lost books, or even books that shows them how ugly they were? With who? The Most High. And you mean to tell me ain't nobody said nothing about it, Father? Ain't nobody spoke a word. That's why when they get to talking about this Enoch book, they really need to sit down. They really, really need to sit down, because they go overboard. Because when it's finished, how is it that you're going to learn Enoch and not going to learn about the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit that comes to live in you? But you're going to learn about Enoch. I don't get it. So I just want to share with you all a little something that I had to write down, because I thought this stuff is just getting to me, y'all. It's getting to me. I was lying down, just resting, minding my own business. And this came on, and it says second Ezra, chapter 1. And it was giving you all of them, but it started with chapter 1. And I said, since I'm just laying down, let me just listen to it. And in chapter 1 and verse 4, listen to this, y'all. Just listen. And the word of Yah came unto me, saying, go thy way and show my people their sinful deeds and their children, their wickedness which they have done against me, that they may tell their children, and children. You see, I always thought that, how do y'all think that the people who say they are the true Jews and the real Hebrew Israelites, if you ain't telling your children the truth, how do you expect them to know it? But what is the truth? Let's get to it. Second Esdras, chapter 1. Now, verse 4. And the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Go thy way, and show my people their sinful deeds and their children, their wickedness, which they have done against me. Why ain't they talked about that? Watch this here. That they may tell their children and their children and their children. See, it was always meant for our men to school their children regarding who they are, who they were. 99.30 million of Israel and Judah have no idea and don't care. And those who might know a little something still ain't gonna do it. But the Most High would have wanted them to tell their children and their children and their children. Watch what he's talking about. Verse 6. Because the sin of their fathers are increased in them. Because their sin of their fathers are increased in them. For they have forgotten me and have offered unto strange God. Verse 7. Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage? But they have provoked me unto wrath and despised my counsel. Now, that was just that little right there. Now, those who say that they are the Hebrew Israelites, this is why Sister Deborah always said that they are cults. They're not real. Because you ain't telling the people the truth, even based on what you already done read. You're nowhere near anything. Because how is it you're going to say these books been taken out, but these books is cutting your tail more than the book itself? So, world on the line, it's just so sickening that all these books is telling them about themselves and how ugly and wicked and evil they have been. But yet they constantly keep saying, these are our books. They took our books out. They hid our books from us. Now that you got the books, you still ain't telling your own people the truth. How ugly they are. He said their children to their children and their children, and then said because the sin of their fathers are increased in them. In who? In the children. So when you see these children out here the way that they are, is because of the Father. Something nobody want to teach and preach. And I go back to the same situation. One going in the store stealing water, lose his eternal, most likely. When they never thought he was going to get shot in the back. And that would be an it for him. But do you all know sometimes people say that they can feel when something's about to happen? What's going on with these children? Well, you can go in your book bag and get a knife and stab someone, and it's okay with you to take out that time, open your book bag and take something out. What is going on in these minds? I see Yah. I see Yah. What was it? Too young? Judas. Off the earth. Just like that. Blink of an eye. But it will not still cause the people to see that you all better get right. If there's any right in you. And it ain't that you better get it. It has to already be in you. It's about the twos. And this is what people are not understanding. In this day, it's the twos. Everything is cutting up from the floor based on the twos. Now watch this here. Then I went to that same one. I kept listening up until I got to chapter 4. When I got to chapter 4 of 2nd Esdras, I think that's how they pronounce it. I listened to verse 30. I listened to the whole chapter 4, but only thing that I pulled out was verse 30. Listen to this. For the grain of evil seed has been sown in the hearts of Adam from the beginning. See? And I'm like, but wait a minute, Father. No. This is what really made me really get angry. You know why it made me get angry? Because I taught it to y'all. See, I didn't need these lost books nor the found books. I don't need King James Bible, King James 16. I have the word that's in me, that's teaching me. So all them lost books, found books, King James, I can kick them to the curb. But this book saying the same thing I already taught y'all. Listen to what it says, verse 30. For the grain of evil seed has been sown into the heart of Adam from the beginning. I told y'all, Adam did not go to that tree because that's his choice. That's his free will. Adam was assigned, appointed, and anointed based on the twos. He came strictly out of the book of death and went straight to death on the earth. That's how sin entered in. I got an issue, y'all. Why did they lie? You had your lost books in your hand. It shows you that it never was Eve. I just read it to y'all. Y'all still missed it. I just read it to you all. You all still missed it. You see how easy that is? You all missed it. Listen to it again. Chapter 4 and verse 30. For the grain of evil seed had been sown. Who sown that seed? In the heart of Adam from the beginning. Who did that? I wonder. You see? That was his destiny. It didn't say Eve. Why didn't they preach and teach that, y'all? How did they get away with not saying anything? How could people have gotten away? All these years going by and they still getting away with it. You found your lost books and you're still lying. The reason why these young men are losing their life in Judah is because of their fathers that has not instilled anything in them. Because 2nd Esdras chapter, what was that? 4? Was that 4? No, 1 tells you about teach these to your children. How ugly you are. To your children. That y'all, the children are worse than their fathers. He's telling them to teach it to their children. So when you get out here and you see we in tribulation and you start to see Judah drop like flies, understand. Y'all know it. Exactly what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He left all of them in the wilderness to do what? To die off. You see? Don't think that he's going to stand back and just call y'all all holy and y'all have never followed the protocol. Listen to what it says in verse 4, chapter 4 and verse, the verse 30. Listen to this. For the grain of evil seed has been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. Where is Eve? How did Ezra talk without talking about Eve? I thought it was Eve. That's why I said it went over y'all head. Y'all missed it. As always. I thought it was Eve. I thought it was Eve. And they still won't get it. That's why I teach you all that it never was Eve. Eve got her position stolen from her rulership, her dominion taken from her by man. And you know what? The way that y'all orchestrated, I'm glad. I'm glad. Because it shows you that the will of the Father allowed what he knew was going to happen. So listen to this. Listen to what it says. It says it was sown in the heart of Adam. So if it was already sown in the evil seed was sown in the heart of Adam, I don't get why people can't comprehend that. But when the elites, the Roman Catholic, give you books telling you that, you believe it. But when Yah sent his servants to bring light out of darkness, you looking all cockeyed and stupid. It's strange how y'all allow it, this will to be panned out. Because listen to this. It says it was sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. And how much ungodliness has it brought up until this time? See? See there? It was Adam all the time. Adam was the evil seed that came down here. From the beginning, did he have it? You see? And you all still wouldn't understand it. And it's okay. It's over. So that means it ain't here to give you any understanding. All y'all want me to do is bring the light out of the midst of darkness. And I'm grateful that he gives me the opportunity. So watch this here. Ungodliness has it brought up until this time. So what does it tell you? Now, you know what I got a problem with? What I just revealed to you all is what you call a very powerful revelation. And in my spirit, it has went over your heads. You didn't catch it. And the reason why I say that is he allowed me to go a little down, and already there go another revelation. I'm like, wait a minute, Father. I'm looking at it even as I read it. Listen to it again. For the grain of evil seed had been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness has it brought up until this time? That was sin. That Adam brought up unto this very time, because his sin caused all of us to be born sin. That's what it means when it says, has it brought up until this time. It has been brought up, sin, until this time. That's why we all have sinned, because of Adam. Why didn't it say Eve? See, it ain't gonna say it, because that's how they hide. And the sad part is the little lies. Because to me, that's a little one. Because I was saying that to y'all, it wasn't Eve anyway. Now, what this here is actually telling all the men in the world, it was never the woman, it was the man. Why? Because it tells you the evil seed had been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. What part of that y'all don't understand? You see, and this is sad stuff. This is where you really feel sad, because you realize that, wait a minute, this is what y'all wanted you to always know. No matter what light you shine, what spirit and truth you bring forth, what is sitting here looking at them all straight in their eyes, they still can't see, nor hear, nor understand. So then it says, and how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of the threshing come. The threshing come. That's showing you how much sin, due to what Adam did, not Eve. And they sitting around reading all these lost books. And when I looked at that, and I saw one in another, I think it was Enoch, where I was sitting back and I was listening to it in a couple of its chapters, and it made me pull totally away from it. It did, it really did, because I sat and said, "But Father, if Enoch done told these men this, and they run around here talking about what Enoch said, and they ain't saying what Enoch said, because what Enoch has said is telling them how evil and wicked they are, while they trying to tell the world how evil and wicked they are." You see what I'm saying? That's what I don't get. How is it you can see everybody else is wicked and evil, but you can't see what you have done to the Creator himself? Oh, the Creator gonna deal with them because they came down as evil seed too. But you, claiming to be all holy than thou, you're the children. You're the children of the Most High Yah. You the true Jews. You more of what I've always said, the true foods, and still ain't figured it out. That's why I also believe so many people believe they have the Holy Spirit. They have the Ruach HaKodesh. They think they got the ticket to the kingdom already. This is why they don't listen. They don't hear. They can't see. They can't understand the Holy Spirit. This is why the Holy Spirit don't give them the time of day, because they got their mind set, just like this here said. If this book here told you, this book tell you, and then the prophet come to tell you, you lost. You been lost. You ain't lost today. You been lost. So this lead me back to Judith again. How Judith is so crooked in its own ways. I am grateful that the Father did choose the ones that he's going to take and redo over. But I can guarantee you it will not be all Israel and all Judah. I can tell you that now. He's not going to convert those who have sinned, but it's no way I can see him converting those who are out here killing, stealing, raping, eating flesh, pedophiles. I can't see that, because if I see it, if I see it in a way that the flesh see it, then I would not believe that there is a Yah, because that would show he's unjust. Either you're gonna be about what you say you about, or you're not. There's no way he gonna let Israel and Judah be on this earth doing all this wickedness, aligning up with all Satan, wicked and evil. But that's okay. You come into the kingdom. No, because that makes him unjust and unrighteous. You can't tell them they shouldn't do this. They should not kill. They should not steal. They should not serve other Yah. And then let them all do all of it against what you say. And then at the end, all of them get to go to the kingdom. Come on now, y'all. Make that make sense. Because what does that say about him? It says a whole lot of not good things about him if he were to do that. Did he say the end to show his greatness? Yes, he did. But he ain't letting that in. Those at his small remnant, he ain't letting them pull in. All of us are loaded with all kind of things he gonna forgive us for. Sin, iniquity, he gonna forgive us for. He gonna take away our sin and our iniquity. But it ain't like the type of stuff that the people on this earth think is okay to do. That's what's wrong with the Hebrew Israelites movement, the cults. They think that, hey, we can do whatever. That's why they out here marrying all these women and messing up families. Y'all, these men out here having all these babies, all these different women in one house, like dowry. They doing all that and still don't have spirit and truth, nor the light. Not speaking spirit and truth either. That's why it says, silly women ladder with sin, taking away silly women houses, ladder with sin, because they silly to be following that nonsense. Because in it, they don't see nothing holy about it. They don't see nothing spiritual. Just because you laying up with a man having kids, that ain't spiritual, baby. David told you that. I was born in iniquity, and my mother conceived me in sin. So what makes people think that being born and being conceived or having a child in your womb is heaven bound? No, it's sin, because it's flesh. That's why that baby is born of a few days and full of trouble. Why? Because it's flesh. So y'all didn't know that, did you? Because you don't care to know it. You just want to make yourself high and mighty. I don't know where people think that they want to just live like just sick, just taking a name, and got people just acting a fool over a name, making them think that makes them. I heard a man telling a young man was giving this man an interview because he had died and went to say he went to heavens, and then this old white man said he died and he went to heavens. He was telling him, really bothered me. It really bothered me because this old white man was telling this young European white guy that he went to heavens, and that white guy asked him a really very powerful question. He said, "What did?" He kept saying he saw Jesus. Jesus talked to him. Jesus did. Jesus did. This young man said, "Well, what did he look like?" He asked that white guy, "What do he look like?" And the white guy, old elderly white guy, couldn't even tell the truth, y'all. I said, "Now, he didn't ask you his actions. You tell me his eyes was full of love. What he's asking you, his appearance. What did he look like? His hair, his facial." He couldn't even tell the truth. He couldn't even tell this young man the truth. Because when he got around, the young man still sitting there waiting for the answer. And then he kept telling him his eyes were like love. Then he said, "Well, what do his facial and his hair?" And he went on talking about he's like when he saw him, he's like brass, copper brass. That's what he was saying. But like a Middle Eastern. He wasn't going to give it to nothing else. And you know what? I don't think none of us really get it. I'm going to be honest. But this guy was talking about he had the beard and it was shaped. And he asked him, "Well, what was his hair like?" He said, "It's like yours." And this European guy, he had straight hair, but he told me it's not straight like yours, but it's that color, that brown, dark brown color, but it's not straight like yours. He couldn't even tell him the truth. This is why I say, I don't care who follows Sister Deborah, who listens to Sister Deborah. I don't care. The truth is activated in you or it's not. And for what it looked like, where we pulling up today, the tare and the wheat has been separated already on the earth. People, let me tell you, this message is about the twos. And what y'all want you to know, the twos is on the earth. And that's what you're going to see battling with each other. And it's coming first from the family, your neighborhood, your workplace, your other side of the family. That's where it's coming. Friends. You're going to have a best friend. Next day, you ain't going to have no friend. Because y'all is separating it to the point where you're going to know who you are and you're going to know who they are. And if you come to understand that who you are is not who they are, you have to understand the two seeds. Why would the serpent seed want to mingle with the spiritual seed? Why? And if you do, that most likely means you are the serpent seed too. You're finding a place to be fellowshipping and mingling and hanging out and being what you think is friends when y'all already separate the wheat from the tare. Tare's supposed to go one way and the wheat's supposed to go another. That's what the twos is about. So when I get to Revelation, watch this here. When I get to Revelation in chapter 12, it says, now this is something I did not know, y'all, but I saw it when the Spirit was telling me about the twos. It says, Revelation chapter 20, verse 12, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah. And the books, you see that books with an S? Do you see that books with the S was open? Who knows what that book, those books were open? What book is that has that S? Anybody know? Anybody know? Most likely, nobody do. But I'm going to still break this down, okay? Revelation chapter 20, verse 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah, and the books were open. What books were they? Those. What books with the S were open? It's a very scary, dangerous, powerful thing, y'all. Okay? Very dangerous, scary, powerful thing. This book with the S shows you that it has more. It's full of lots of books. So this book, these books with the S showing you it's not one book, y'all. It's many of books with many people names in it. You know how you got the narrow gate and the broad gate? That's two ways. You get it? That's the twos. And while we're standing around trying to connect with the broad gate, because we figure we down here, we should be connecting with the broad gate in such a midnight hour, the broad gate is going to be taken out, trying to destroy the narrow gate. That's a part of Matthew 24, verse 7. Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Okay? The lake of fire. Right. That's what that book is. But look, you notice the S's to it. The S is showing you that there's going to be books with a lot of people names in it. Okay? And yes, you're right. It's to the lake of fire. But I'm going to break it down to show you that they're not teaching these people this. You sitting here telling people your dreams and vision you had in 1920 and 2018, and God gave you a vision in 2015, and none of these visions connect to spirit and truth. None of these visions are connect to light. The book to the lake of fire. Exactly. Now watch this here. But guess the key to it is books. Oh, you got it down there. You're right. It's the books to the lake of fire. Very good. Very good. Do you see the power in that S being on there? It's actually letting you know that a lot of people are going to the lake of fire. And what did it say at the beginning? I saw the dead, small and great. Small and great mean young and old, big and little. It don't matter. But it means young and old. You see? Great, it doesn't mean small and great. It's not talking about you all. Somebody was small like this and somebody was this tall. No, it's talking about young and old. That's what it's talking about. Now watch this here. Stand before Yah, and the books were open. The books were open means there are many books that Yah has to the lake of fire. People don't believe it. That's why I say be careful in who you think you are. It's no way I would be living on this here devil's platform. And you know what else? I wouldn't dare be listening to me if I wasn't in there with the Most High Yah. A person shouldn't even listen to me. They shouldn't even be on this platform. Because this here platform and the things I'm saying would cause you to even tell yourself who you are. So watch this here. Him saying books, but watch this here. And then it says, and another book, you notice you don't see the S, was open. which is the book of eternal. This says life, but I said eternal. Now notice that book. You notice that book is slanted in this here KJV. Why do he slant the word, the book of eternal? Why do he? Because he's sending a sign to Sister Deborah. I want you to check it now, baby. Check. Don't pass that by. Look at that and see what it says. And what it's saying is a whole lot. Because I didn't know that when he was teaching me about the tools, he wanted to show me the difference in the BOOKS and the slanted BOOK. He wanted to show me the tools in a whole different lineup. He's just showing you how many serpent seeds are written in this one book that has books. And the other book is very few. It follows the same protocol as what? The two gates. Broad is the gate that leads the way to destruction, and that's to the eternal. And many shall enter therein. That's why you see an S behind that book. And then he said, narrow is the way that leads the way to eternal. But Deborah, only few shall find it. And that's why you see it's BOOK slanted. He wants you to make sure that you don't get it confused when you're speaking it and you're teaching it. The book is the kingdom eternal, and the books is the lake of fire. Many are going the broad gate, 100. And that's really what he's trying to say. Now, you would never, ever get no one to teach you that. Because when they got people in the sanctuary, they don't want them to know they're going to hell in a handbasket. They don't want them to know. But listen to this. Watch what it says. And the dead which were judged out of these books, out of these things which were written in the books. So this is why I was saying to you all, people, those that's going through the broad gate, they already dead. So you all are finding yourself mingling and trying to minister and be a spiritual guidance to somebody that's already dead. Do y'all see the battle and why it's so bad? This is worse than any other time because he's allowing you to understand what you coming up against in this tribulation. This is why these people are walking dead. You know the movie Walking Dead? See? It fits Revelation. So listen to what it says. And the dead was judged out of those things which were written in the books. You remember when Yeshua was tempted by Satan? He told him, it is written, it is written, it is written. People still today don't grip it. He's letting them know heaven's the kingdom. My Father already got everything wrote down. Y'all just down here clowning. He's telling Satan, you ain't got nothing coming. The Most High already had this thing wrote down before you even tempt me. That's what I'm saying. Same thing with this here. And he said the books according to their works. So I like that because it's like he's saying that Deborah, they're working their own works. They got works. Well, Father, where are those who got works of you? This is what I struggle with. Where are yours at? Where are they at? Oh, we don't need no works. We got a ticket. We already go. So they think. Why would the one that's walking dead have works? But you have no works that rest in light, in spirit and truth, in righteousness. You see, he said here in verse 13. No, that's where I need to stop in 12. So right here, he's telling you, young, small and great is written in them books with the S. So let's go find out so we can be sure. So you all can tell other people. Because guess what? That's what I'm going to be doing the rest of my living. It's trying showing this to people that the twos mean either you and I, or you going one way or I going another. That's my goal. The twos is working right as I speak. It has already been split up based on twos. Even sitting here telling us in Revelation. So why wouldn't the pastors, the bishops, the apostles, the prophets, why wouldn't they teach this to the people? That we dealing down here in twos. They ain't telling them. So watch this here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to Matthew 25. And it's just stuff like this that makes me wonder, Father, you got it so pinpointed. You got it so nailed, and they still can't see. It don't matter if they see or not, Deborah. It is already written. Okay? So let me show you how he did it. He took me to Revelation, showed me the two books. See, I just knew it was books. I just saw books. I didn't look at the idea of the dead is in the many books with the S, and the eternal is in one book. I didn't think of it like that. And then I didn't think of the book that's where it's just one book. It's slanted. So it tells you through the spirit realm, look at something slanted, that's slanted in the book. Look at it deeper. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to look at it deeper. But watch this. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 32. Now look at this here. So then you try to wonder in the middle and at the end, he's always been telling me. Now listen right here. Verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations. There you go. Now we're coming into a wholeness with all nations. Watch this here. And he shall separate them one from another. You see that? As a shepherd divide his sheep from his goats. Listen to the sheep. The sheep is one. The goat is S. The goats has an S to it. The sheep is it speaks as one. You see? The identical same thing that's in Revelation. The goats represent the dead. That's why I said and told y'all, when you hear people say, oh, he's the goat, like that little girl named Simone, she's the goat. They put it on her. You don't know what that means, baby. You putting that labor on you, thinking that this world, these elites knowing what they saying when they call you the goat. You stupid fool. So listen to this, verse 33. Let me see if verse 33. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand and the goat with the S on his left. We already know what he said that's going to happen to the goats. They're going into the lake of fire. But they got an S behind them, showing you there's going to be many. You see? So we can't go around here trying to deceive people to think and believe that everybody going to the kingdom and everybody is saved and everybody are it written in the Lamb Book of Life. You can't do that. But you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it because we want all our family members to go. And the Father has shown me, y'all, and I'm going to be teaching this more than once because I've already taught it 3 times, that Deborah, the war on the earth is going to be the twos. And that's sad news for me. But I salute my Father's will. So while you running around here trying to connect with the world so you can feel comfortable and be comfortable because you feel the world got something to offer you, go right ahead. It's not that you connecting because the world, you connecting because you are of the world. 99.20 billion would never know that Adam was the seed of evil. It was already in him. And they will sit and look at you and tell you I'm the lie. Because the world loves its own. The sheep can mean numerous, yeah, plural. Yes, it can. That's true. That's true. But can the books versus the book mean many? Let's back it up, because that's what I'm talking about. Comparing the revelation to this right here. You see? You still have to balance it, and you know what else? I'm going to break it down even more, where there's more examples showing you it as a oneness versus many. Because when we can't see it as a whole of really what's being said, it's saying many things. It's showing you the difference. Or else he had the sheep and the goats. And yes, it can be more than one, the sheep. But that's not the message in the spirit realm. So let's not take it in. You have to understand it's telling you the goats represent many. That's where it's really leading to. Because I could have put at least 5 verses out of this KJV that explain the narrow gate versus the broad gate. You see? It doesn't tell you how many go in the narrow gate, but it says very few. But when it says the broad gate, and many shall go therein, we know there's a difference, a very slim difference than the broad gate and the narrow. And it's all together, it should be probably about 8 verses, breaking them up into what? 2s. And that's what the message is about. Trying to see, starting with the end, Revelation. He got 2 books. One is called the book, and one is called the books. See? So you have to take it into the spirit realm and see what is it saying, as far as the books versus the book. It's still saying the many and the few. With the narrow gate, same thing. So when you get into here and it says sheep and goats with an S, yes, sheep can be plural and it can mean many. But that's not the message that they are sending out. They're trying to show you that one is going to be greater than the other. That's the spiritual message that you have to get. And that's the whole purpose of it. Okay, so just connecting Revelation to Matthew's as to see the S in goats. Could it be an S in sheep? No, it could be many. But that's when it all said and done, he's still saying few that enter into the narrow gate. It's way less. You want me to tell you the words where it really lets you know? Revelation 20. He called it a book, not books. So it's not, can't be like the books. See, that you have to be able to see it as he's showing it as an example. And not just that, it's just throughout the whole study guide, showing you example where he said he's coming for the small remnant. You see? Just if you take a small remnant and you compare it to the others that ain't coming, you would say, well, the whole world ain't coming. If you understand what he means by the small remnant. And that's why people can't get it. And they say all of them, everybody said they going. It's because they can't really teach it to where you're trying to show them that ain't very many going to stand in righteous. Ain't very many going to stand in the spiritual side of Yah. Many ain't going to stand on his side. And when they went to with the terror and the wheat growing together, instant they knew the terror had grew in overnight. That's showing you that overnight all this mess grew in with the wheat overnight. So the terror, the way the Father has allowed us to understand it in the spirit realm, is once you really can sit down in the spirit realm with him and recognize that it's more than 1 billion of people are at sleep for judgment. Way more than 1 billion. You see? And they ain't in the books. They ain't in the book. They in the books. There are the goats. They in the broad gate. So what those, all three of those have in common, he's trying to get you to know about the twos. He's trying to get you to separate the twos from one another. And that's something people don't want to do. That's something people don't understand how to do. They don't understand because they don't think he can do that. It's not fair. It's not just. It's not righteous, because many of us would want, we will make him the lie if we can usher all our family members into the truth. We will make him a lie if we can usher everyone else in to truth. If it was just that easy for us to usher them in, they don't have to be truth. But if we can get away with just trying to get them through the door, people would. And that's why this same thing I'm talking today cannot be preached on the earth, nor have it. I just gave you the other lost books saying something even more powerful regarding what we as a people should have been teaching our own children. We still didn't even reach that level, but we want to take lost books and try to use them today. So one thing he did show me, and it was in Genesis chapter 9, and that's going back to the twos. In Genesis chapter 9, he wanted me to see the twos, the two trees. It was only two ways, y'all. There was the tree of eternal and the tree of death. And and the Spirit just said, yep, that's true. And they already done it their way, that. And I think when even when we do it our way, I think it's falling under his protocol of his will. That's what's so powerful to me. I said, Father, when they finish, they still going according to your will. But they never grip that. They thinking they rule it. So in Genesis, he was showing me about the two trees. See, what he was wanting me to see is, he was teaching me, he wanted me to see that the two trees in the garden from the beginning is the seal, the two destiny, the two eternal in the book and the books. You see, he's showing me the twos. So if everything is set up by twos, we have to understand that's what heaven is created by, the twos. Because he had to have the books were open there. And before heaven and earth was created, everything was already written. So it wasn't that when it came to the earth, it became two. It was when it was in the heavens, it has already always been twos. And that's something you will never get people to preach, teach, minister. Nobody would say anything about that. It's a lot of stuff that I'm saying that people want to say anything about, but it don't matter because they missed the chance. But what the Father wants us to do, because we are a part of the twos, we are the two that's in the light that speaks spirit and truth. Bring light out of this darkness. Don't be out here trying to think that we can get with people, family members, friends, people we've been known all these years, and we think we just so close to our co-workers and so into. Don't be thinking that this is that day. The same one that will be taken from your right hand, they're going to be stabbing you with their left. The Father wants you to know it is before you. Can you lose your life, your breath? Yes, you can. So he just pretty much giving you a warning. And it's the one of the largest warnings is the feeling of knowing and understanding that you're dealing with two different entities. Because now y'all wanting us to see it in the spirit. He want us to see the serpent seed spirit, those who are the serpent seed, and those who are the spiritual seed. He wants you to be able to recognize who's who and what's what. If you are not able to recognize, you in a heap of trouble. Because that's what this message is about. Telling them, Deborah, be cautious about the twos. Because when it said in Matthew 24, verse 7, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, the twos are caught up in that too. And that's dangerous. Because the serpent seed is going to stick with each other to the T. They always have. They always will. When they go into the lake of fire, they're going to still be holding hands with each other. That's how thick it is on the earth. So be very cautious. It ain't important to the Father that it's your mother. This is my father. That's my grandpa. That's my, no, not with Yah. You care for them. You respect. You give grace and mercy. And you walk in his spirit. But do not put them on high in hope that they too will gain eternal. You give them what you give them. And the key to it is, he said, because he separate the wheat from the tare, and on the earth they have been separated. And he was saying that by now we are to be able to use the spirit of discerning. And the reason why people can't use the spirit of discerning is because they don't have the Holy Spirit in them. They can't discern that, wait a minute, these people are this way and I'm this way. And as the world called love, you can love them, you can care for them, you can do things for them, but don't be trying to put them in the same basket because you love them that much, and because you care for them that much, and because they blood. All that stuff the Father said, none of that is on the earth. That's a no-no, because you'll lose your life. People don't even see it. Family, men are killing up their whole family. Women are killing all their children. But these men are off the chain in all the things that they're doing. And ain't nobody saying a word about it. It's because they're in the same basket. And he wants those that are in spirit and truth and in the light to be careful. Don't place yourself in their basket. And don't let them place themselves in yours. Because he given me the two, from the tree, the two trees, to the end of Revelation, the two books. Then he bring Yeshua in the middle of Matthew's, showing you the goat and the sheep, the goats and the sheep. One going into the lake of fire, one is going to the eternal kingdom. But what else is left? What you keep forgetting. Genesis 3:15, where the warning, the biggest warning, that you should have your seed and my seed. Then he told them, there go the twos, your seed and my seed. And then what else did he put? He put two different kind of seeds. And what else did he put with those two different kind of seeds? Hate. Your seed is going to hate my seed, and my seed is going to hate your seed. See, hate was in there too. You see? Showing you the actions. What are the actions? Two different actions. See, if you see the twos coming out from the beginning, telling y'all the twos was everything on the earth was already split up, people. Watch this here. Then he told me, Deborah, what about the actions? I said, you gave two different actions too. Yeah. What was the action? One heel is going to be bruised, and one head is going to be crushed. That's two actions. He's just showing y'all the way heaven created everything on this earth was planted. It was instilled in twos. And because we are at the end, midnight hour, don't get tied up trying to bring one into your zone. You should be able, if you have the Holy Spirit, he says, try the Spirit by the Spirit. I sat back and I wanted to confront this pastor, and the father said the twos, Deborah. And one was, you had this church a mighty long time. Why can't you discern what you have within your house? The spirit of discerning. If you, like, say, for instance, Sister Deborah, if I had a church and I had, let's say, 200 members, do you really think that the Father will want me to pastor or to lead 200 people without having the gift of discerning? You have to know what you among and what you're in the midst of. Why would he let you lead thousands and hundreds of people without that gift? Why would he have you to lead if you don't have his spirit in you as one that leads you to all truth? So how are you leading the people to truth if he ain't leading you to truth? So I feel real good about what he was trying to show me, because I know you all really don't really get it, and it's okay. But as long as I get it, that's what's important to me. If I get it, I'm good. Okay? Because he wants us to understand, those that are in the light, those that are spirit and truth, that you're going to walk out here in this world thinking you know it, thinking you got it packed down, thinking you know your left and your right. You think you all good in it and with it. But throughout Mark, Luke, Matthew, and John, he's telling you, just as all the ones that he have sent down, most of them got killed. In the end days, they coming for you. So you can ignore the two. And if they come for you, it's because you came for them, thinking that you're going to change and convert them without having Yah in you to be able to discern. You can't change the crooked and make them straight. You can pray that it be Yah's will for them, but you got to let Yah's will do what it does best, and not be thinking that it's your job to convert your families. He said, I come to bring the sword. We'll say, no, you didn't. This is my family. Blood thicker than water. I'm a minister to my family. They're going to understand. They're going to get it. Let me tell y'all, it's not like that. As much as, right, like with me, in the last, I say, couple of weeks, I've been measuring things and come to understand that mine is so divided to where I can kind of see who's I ain't gonna kind of see, I know who's the spiritual seed and who is the serpent seed. And by the grace of the Most High Yah giving me the ability to see that, I am so grateful. I am so grateful. And when he allowed us to see things like that, it's not that we go in and act like we got the power to change something and we better than nobody. That's not why he's giving you this ability to know it. He gives you this ability so you won't walk in darkness blind. If I'm calling you to bring light out of darkness, it's no need of me making you darkness going into darkness, or allowing you to be pitch dark going into dark. I'm constantly making sure that you bright, Deborah, that the light is on you bright while you bring this light out of darkness. Praise the Most High Yah. So I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live chat, and I tell you, I will be back, and I hope you got something out of it, because it's really for those that are in the light. It's food for your spirit. This is the type of message that needs to be in your spiritual backpack. Okay? And I, Sister Deborah, will and shall be back. Shalom and shalom. Can you please repeat the verse in Ezra. No, I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's not Ezra. It's not Ezra. Uh, let me get it right here. Let me see if you can see it. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. Let me get my marker. 1 minute. And like I was saying, it was the lost book. The lost book. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The books that they said they were taken out of. And read it. It's just but it would cause you to hurt so bad to know that these people have been saying the lost books and they took these books. You ain't going by them books. I just don't understand, y'all. People, I just don't understand. Let me give you that so you can. I just don't understand. How is it? But I do. And when I say I don't understand, guess what that means, y'all? I do understand. Okay? That's really what that means. When I say I don't understand, I mean I do. I'm pronouncing it wrong, probably. And I'm going to. And it's just so scary that y'all would allow them to be that blind, and be that out of it. And it is. It's a sad thing. It's the lost books. Yeah, and just go there and look at that. It'll blow your mind. If it'll blow your mind, you'll wonder why nobody ain't preaching that. I mean, it's just you just wonder. They just lying. Everything is a bit. And you know what, you guys? I'm coming to as old as I am. Oh, I better stop saying that. But I just can't believe everything is a big lie. It's like everything is just a great big lie. I just don't get it. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I hope you got something out of it. And I say to you, shalom, and thank you, and shalom.